But let's see. These are, I love Sharon Chamber. I don't know if you ever watched her. She has a channel on YouTube, but she was like my girl. But when I had my long arm, there was very few long armers out there, and Sharon Chamber was the one that was out there. There was more bloggers. There was more, like Linda's Electric Quilting. Like, yes, she had video content, but you had to be a member and you had to pay a weekly or monthly subscription to watch her videos. So yeah, well, now her content's free. And Renee, I think that's her name, who created these, the lady who created Red Snappers. Sharon Chamber used to use canvas on the side of the machine where she'd have clamps, and she'd put a dowel, and then she'd pin the sides so that the quilt on the sides was nice and taut and even. And I believe this lady came up with, these are for the side of your fabric, for the sides. Does that make sense? It would be on that side and it'd be on this side. And it snaps. You put your fabric in here and it snaps in. Now, I've had problems because it pops off. So someone told me, who was watching my YouTube channel years ago, she told me to put Velcro. Let me show you the groove. To put Velcro on this groove because this snaps into it. She told me to put Velcro, that it would hold the fabric nice and taut and it would snap out. I used to use these all the time. I mainly use these when I am when I'm doing my own custom work, because I want to make sure that my sides are nice and taut, just as I want my top and bottom nice and taut. Let's see. Let me see. Becky, and thank you for enjoying my channel. I hope you get one. I really do hope you guys get your whatever. I really do hope you get your dream, because this year I've been wanting a laser for years. And I would prefer no. I'm not here to have you advertise your channel. So I love you though. I'll give you a shout out on one of my videos. I feel that what am I going to say? For years I wanted a long arm, and for years I wanted an embroidery machine, and for years I wanted a laser. And I think dreams are important, and when they come to pass, they're wonderful. I never thought long arm quilting would be such a blessing. I really didn't. I never thought that I would have a channel. I never thought that I would have, I literally was talking to one of my subscribers. It's her quilt, and let me just share this, because I started my channel at zero. It took me a year to get 1,000 subscribers. I've been doing YouTube since 2014. So what? We're 14. I'm 8 years in. And just now I have some traction. And it's still not like where it can be, right? What I have found is growing from the bottom up. Nothing's wrong with it. Be happy there. Do your best there. And learn there. You should see my other videos. They were horrible. And I still have them on there because they were horrible. The audio was horrible. I would talk too much and waste too much time. I didn't know what I was doing. And in those years, I got better. I started enjoying it. I started editing differently. And nothing's wrong with going from the bottom up. I have met people. And I wanted to kind of like come in here and have a rant about stuff that's going on because I'm getting like, ah. I've had people, people are dirty and people play dirty and people take advantage of people and people want shortcuts and they want to not do the work to gain people's trust. And I believe like if you are a creative, a content person, you just keep doing it. You don't look at no one else. Be your best version of you and love people and treat people right. As a matter of fact, let me just share. I have my client here. My client here. I love her. She's a subscriber. She contacted me, said she wanted to send me a quilt, and we're friends now. I care for her as if she's my family. She's not my family. She's a random stranger, but I'm really good to her. And you know why I'm good to her? Because she just appreciates me and expects nothing in return. And I do work for her and I try to be really good to her. And the other day I text her because we were talking and I love what she said to me. And it makes me want to do YouTube more because this environment can be toxic because everybody wants to freeload or get a free ride. And so I don't watch other content subscribers. I don't copy anyone else. I'm not here for anybody's free ride. I'm ready to do my own work in my own time and put my own effort. And so nothing's wrong. I remember having only 100 subscribers and I would get 10 views. And it was discouraging. But you know what? Right now, when I watch a video, I post a video and I get a good amount of views, I'm really like just, wow, people want to watch what I have to offer. But it started back there. And so I want you to do your own work, do your own journey, and take your own, because the other day I had something happen to me. I had a lady text me and she watches my channel and some things that happen freak the hell out of me because people don't have manners. She wanted to know about my business and YouTube business and I'm going to share one. She shared with me. I love what she shared to me. She's like, I have a real career. I have a real career. You don't have a real career. But I want to do long arm quilting. So can you tell me what I need to do to make long arm quilting? Do long arm quilting. Like, it's just rude. Like, you're saying that what I do is not a career, but you hate your career and you want to do what I do. People are weird. And another lady texts me, and I'm the kind that I'll talk to anyone. I don't care. It doesn't matter where I am on YouTube. It doesn't matter what I do. I want to just encourage you. If you're getting a new long arm, I am your biggest cheerleader. I am not threatened by you. I'm excited that you're satisfying your dream and that you're going to be creative and make beautiful stuff. I want you to thrive in your own dream. I really do. Another lady told me the other day, because she said to me, I'm not going to do long arm quilting unless I make a lot of money. I'm here to make money. I'm not here to buy a long arm, put an investment, and I'm out to make money. Well, the first year that you do long arm quilting, you're having to gain the trust of your people that you quilt for. And if your heart and mind is all about money, you're going to lose their trust. They're not going to tell nobody about you and they're not going to come to you. They're not going to come back. And so then in that conversation, I'm like, oh, you're one of them. You're one of them. That's all you care about is money. That's all you care about. You don't care about the people. You don't care about your work. You care about the money. And then in that same conversation, this lady said to me, she says, by the way, if you have too many clients, you could pass them down to me. No. I'm sorry. I'm not going to have my clients go to you when all you care about is money. Now, I understand you have to feed your kids. You have to take care of your family. You have to do what you need to do for your family. But everything I promise you will work out when you're right with people. And I'm going to share this little lesson that God told me. God doesn't give to people certain things because he can't trust them with it. So sometimes he doesn't give us money because he can't trust us with the money, because when we have it, we don't do the right thing with it. And if we had it, we would be nasty, ugly, wicked people. So just be mindful that for me personally, having this long arm, the laser, and me doing YouTube has this big responsibility on my heart that I want. Remember, God is watching me, how I do you, how I am with you. And God needs, I want him to trust me by how I take care of you. I love my client. She's brought me so many quilts, and I text her the other day. I go, I'm worried about you. Are you all right? And she says, yes, Lorena, I'm good. And in January, I got real sick. I had health issues, and I told her what's going on with me. And I love what she said to me. And this is what you want the people that are in your life, that watch you, that she says, Lorena, you're doing a lot of good for a lot of people. You need to just keep doing, and you need to take care of yourself. So what I'm saying to you guys is your intentions on why you're going to do what you're going to do are just as valuable than just getting money. I want money. And you will increase your business. You will increase in money, and you will increase in prosperity when God can trust you to do the right thing no matter what. You do the right thing no matter how people treat you, no matter how they take advantage of you. You do the right thing. I have a girl who I did a quilt for, and she ripped me off. And I just, you know what, Lord, it's in her hands. If she wants to be dirty, let her be dirty. I need you, God, to trust me. I need you to trust me. And you're wanting to see if you could trust me by how I treat this person when they're stealing from me. And I'm going to share this. Okay. I did a job that I was supposed to make $500 on. The guy stole. He didn't pay me, but he gave me his shirts. The guy stole the money from me, never paid me for the work. I lost money. And my daughter helped me, so I gave her half the money. So despite I not making money, I still paid my daughter. And it hurt. This guy hurt me because the vinyl cost me money. The 10 hours of work took me money. My daughter helping, it hurt. Not only was I out the money, now I had to take money out of my own money to pay my daughter and do the right thing for my daughter. Let me just say this. You do the right thing even when people are crooked to you. I ended up doing a video on how to remove vinyl, and the company, that video removing the vinyl off of those shirts has made me, I think that video in the time, I think this happened in 2015, in the time, was it 2016. In the time that I made that guy rip me off, in the time, I've made probably $6,000 off of those videos. So, can God trust you? Can God trust you? with what he's given you. Or I have to literally block people from my Facebook page because they want to get the subscribers that join Lorena's Quilting Facebook. They want to get them to be their clients. I literally have to remove them and block them. I've had to, there's no competition here. Let me just say this. Whatever God gives you, it's yours to own. It's yours to do with it. It's yours to be great with it. And if you are great with it, no one can take it from you. But lately, it's a dog world out there. It's a dog world out there for people who don't have God. They're out to they're like vultures, man. And so my thing is, it's you and I have to do the right thing. Have to do the right thing. But yeah, I literally was told that I have a real career and I have a degree. I literally have a degree, and I could go and get a real degree, a real job if I wanted to. But why? When I could, make something, bless somebody. I give more than I take. I donate more work than I take. I try to help. You should see my clients. One lady on my one of my videos, she was so nasty on my comment thing, and I said, you wish I was your long armor, because if I was your long armor, I'd probably bless you with, a free quilt. I'd probably bless you with half the price. I will go out of my way to bless you and make it good for you. I go, you would wish you were my client. And that's all I have to say about kind of stuff like that. You and I, it's okay to start from the bottom. Do the grind, man. Do the grind. Right now, I'm doing the laser grind. I am in the laser grind. It's miserable. It's hard. I'm going to start a channel, and I'm probably going to start a channel from zero to grind. And so the grind, like I made this tumbler. Look, I want to show you my tumbler. Can you see it? Can you see it? Let me lower. Can you see it? It says Lorena's Quilting on it. And then it has my name on the back of it. Do you see that? I am doing the laser grind. And let me just say this. The laser grind is hard. It is hard to pay for the machine. It's a grind. It's a grind. I'm not a freeloader on YouTube. I'm not, it's sponsored by. I'm not sponsored. No one's handing me the money. I'm not getting it half cost. I am paying it in full. And I want to. I am paying it in full because it's my grind. It's my dream to have a laser and to do something with it. And it's a grind and it's horrible. You should have seen me a month ago taking the laser, the big giant mama laser, taking her apart. It took me a full day to take a 15,000 pound laser apart. It took me and my son a full day, and then it took us another full day to put it together. No one helped me. It was a grind, guys. And so if YouTube is a grind, good. You want it to be a grind. Do your best. I already have videos on all the laser stuff, and I'm excited. But I know editing those videos is a grind. It's a grind. And no one edits for me. I don't know. I just feel if I had other people edit for me, I wouldn't know how to edit. If I had other people do the work for me, I wouldn't know how to do the work. And so whatever dream, if you want a long arm, man, get on that long arm. Do a lot. Take time. Play with it. Ruin some quilts. mess up your long arm. I've ruined a lot of quilts. And Danny, what's God? I don't know. I don't know, Danny. It's whatever you need to find what God is for you. So what I'm saying is, yeah, it could be a grind. I'm making these rulers. Look, I want to make rulers. I want to make rulers with embeds. With, is it that word, right? Word, embeds. Where I could embed like designs into the ruler. And let me just say this. This is not easy. I'm having to figure out how to design it, how to make it, how to like spend time on it. And let me be clear. I'm having to spend money on plexiglass. I'm having to spend money on the colored plexiglass. I'm not calling cerulean tiles saying, hey, I'm a content maker. I'm a long armor. Or I'm a YouTuber. Can you give me for free? I don't know. And I don't know. People are dirty. And I'm not trying to be mean. I don't want to be, but some people call me and they message me and people are dirty. People want stuff for free without putting in the work. And to me, I don't know. I don't work with those people. So here, I made a baby one. I made a baby ruler, but look how pretty it goes in there. Oh, I don't know if you can see it. Let me see. Do you see that heart? So when people there's people on my feed here that are talking to my subscribers so that it could get my subscribers to go to their channel. Like, that's rude. And I'm like kind enough to not even say that you're being rude, but you're rude. I had another lady tell me, you need to show me how to do what you do. No one showed me how to do what I do. I'm just doing what I'm doing. And so, and let me promise you, you do your best work. You do your best. You try your hardest. You'll get somewhere. What? 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20, 21, 22. I've been doing this 8 years. 8 years. 8 years. And let me be clear. It's torture for me to get 1,000 subscribers a year. 8 years. It's torture for me to get 1,000 subscribers a year. But I don't care because this lady back here who I met her because of YouTube. I have a beautiful lady who watches my channel. She's so sweet. I wanted to give her a quilt for free. And she literally turned around and she said to me, no, I want to give you business so that you pay off your laser. And I'm like, but I'll bless you. I'll give you a quilt for free because you brought me like 6 or 7 of them. Like, let me bless you. She goes, no. I have another lady that she watches YouTube and she subscribed to me and she sends me her quilts, which I said, I'll give you a quilt for free. I'll bless you because you've been bringing me so much work. She says, no, come visit me. Come visit me for a week and hang out with me because I love you so much. I'm like, you don't even know me, but that is exciting. So yesterday I was talking to that individual person, and when you do things right, people will be right with you. But when you're doing things right, people will also want to drag on your coattails as you're dragging yourself through. And so I feel like we all have to, I'm asking people who watch me, and I love the fact that you're starting your own channel. I love the fact that you're doing your business. I love the fact that you're doing you. And I love watching you. But grow it yourself. Grow it yourself. So then it's you who did it. I laugh at some people. The lady who said, I have a real career. She has a channel, and I won't share where. And she copies what I do. She's copying me. And so it's so like, ugh, like it's gross, because she should be herself because she's beautiful. And she should do herself because she has something wonderful to offer that's all authentically hers. And so then I did a video, and no one can do me. No one can do me. I laugh at myself. The other video where I said straight lines, straight lines, straight lines, I was like, I was doing my own video and I'm cracking myself up. And if I'm laughing at myself, y'all are laughing at me. And I was watching, I saw a post of Lucille Ball and all the facial expressions she made. And in that video, I don't want to copy Lucille Ball. She's beautiful. I mean, I used to watch her as a kid. She used to make me crack up. But I am very expression faced. And I said, oh my God, look at that face you made. Look at that attitude you have. Look at that eye roll you have. And when you're trying to build something that's not authentically you lose that. You lose that quirkiness. You lose that. So let me see what you guys are saying. But yeah, hey, the other day when I was paying for the baby laser, orphan laser, I was like, and this is my heart. I thank God for everything. I'm like, God, I was doing what was I doing? I was doing something for someone. And at this time, I'm going to be honest, at this time, I'm not making money off the laser. I don't want to make money off the laser. One day I want to start selling these rulers, but I want to be good to y'all. I want to be good to you guys. If you want a ruler from me. And so right now I had a client who brought me a whole bunch of work, and I made her like a tumbler. I made her like a little short tumbler. And what I love about making the tumbler is I learned how to make a tumbler. I learned how to laser that tumbler. I learned, like right now, I'm learning how to, like these little rulers that I'm making, they're not like, the number is not right. The score line's not good. They're test runs. I'm probably going to give these away to the people on Lorena's Quilting Facebook group. I'm just going to donate the learning. I'm going to just bless people with it, because at this time, someone asked me, can you do this? And I could do it, but I'm afraid right now to even put myself out there and start selling stuff, because I don't want to ruin their things. Can you imagine if you ruin their tumblers? Someone wanted me to laser glass stuff, and I'm like, I'm not secure in taking that on. So, but like, I'm in the grind. And let me just tell you how dumb my grind is. The other day I was setting up the big laser, and I broke the laser. I broke the laser. It should be, she broke the laser. She broke the laser. I broke the laser. I was learning how to realign the mirrors. I aligned mirror 1 and 2, and I was realigning mirror 3, and I don't know what I'm doing. And when I aligned mirror 3, I was so excited. I'm like, so proud, girl. She got it together. And then I was screwing this little screw in, and guess what girl did? She broke the laser head. She broke it. I broke it. And I had to call the company. The company is real good, and they sat with me for like probably 3 hours, where I fixed the laser head, I fixed this part, and I was fixing stuff. But it's a grind. It's a grind. Let me just tell you, no one's gonna give you your dream. You can only give it to yourself, and you getting your dream, you're gonna have to work for it. I'm not just like panto long armor. I am a real long armor. Like, I know how to stitch in the ditch. I know how to do feathers. I know how to make pebbles. I know how to meander. I know how to move the long arm myself without a computer. And I gave that to myself. So what I'm sharing is, no one's going to give you your dream but you. You should see me. I'm working like a cow. Gotta do the donuts. You know, like that guy. And well, I'm 50 years old now, but there used to be on TV that Dunkin' Donuts maker, gotta make the donuts. And he'd get up at 5, gotta make the donuts. Okay, that's me. Gotta quilt that quilt. Gotta do that embroidery. I am in the grind of it. And you know why? Because I'm paying for my own laser. I'm paying for it. I'm paying for 2 lasers. I'm paying for 2, and I'm still paying for 1. And gotta get that quilt done. Gotta get that thing done. I don't have time to procrastinate right now. I literally, I feel like the other day, I used to be the kind of long armor. Well, I'll long arm a quilt. Maybe tomorrow. Let me watch TV. What's on Netflix? That's the kind of long armor I used to be. Now I'm like, I don't have time for Netflix. I don't have time. I love crime shows. I don't have time. My kids call it murder porn. I know it's horrible, but I like watching crime. I love watching criminal shows. My degree is in sociology and criminology. So I'm like, what is in the mind of a criminal? Why would he go there? Why would he do that? What level of crazy is that? Like, I'm that kind of, okay. So before I used to binge watch that stuff. Now I'm like, and my crime shows are like, baby, come back. Na 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 na. And I'm like, sorry, I don't have time for you crime shows. Gotta make the quilts. Gotta do the donuts. I gotta get working. I don't know, but I love this right now. I'm excited about this time. I can't believe how much work. I can't believe how much you could get done. Lately, I want to work on the laser. I'm in mid armor and long armor. Oh, honestly, be glad you're not in a quilting business. It's a grind. It's a grind. It's a grind. Let me just say this. It's a grind. I have 40 people harassing me on my phone. 40. Did you get my quilt done? I dropped it off yesterday. Did you finish my shirts? Did you do this? Did you do that? I mean, sometimes I don't even have time to go pee because I'm running so hard lately. And Father, have mercy on me. The other day I was like, when will this be over? And then I was like, do I really want it to be over? Or do I like where I'm at? But I feel like that guy, gotta make the donuts, I have a list of, I had a list of 20 quilts, okay? I literally in 1 week finished 7 of them. So I rotated 7 up, and that didn't include a vinyl job, an embroidery job, and putting the laser into my back house. Okay. And then I'm like, okay, less pressure. And then 5 more quilts came in, and I'm like, ugh. You know, it's like that athlete who's like, when the coach says, are you ready to do the run again? And you're already tired of the run, you go and run again. But if you want your dreams to come true, if you want a long arm, do the grind, do the time, man. You're going to be so proud of yourself. All right. Someone says you don't have a long arm business. Enjoy this time. Bye, Courtney. Have a wonderful day. I'll buy a tumbler when you're ready to sell them. I'll get there. I'm afraid right now to sell anything on the laser, but I'm giving myself probably a year so that I know that laser and I know how to work that machine and I know what I'm doing. And but I'm excited. I really am excited. I'm excited for what's going to happen. Just the other day, okay, I told you I broke the big laser. Oh, God, I broke the big laser. I broke the big laser. Out of all the lasers I could break, I broke the big one. I broke the big laser and I went into a panic. $14,000 just down the drain because you have had. And the company was wonderful, but I fixed the laser, and then I fixed a whole bunch. I learned so much. So sometimes, like when you break stuff, or when you mess up stuff, like in quilting, or I think the blessing is, what did you learn? And it took 3 hours to fix the laser, and then the other day, I didn't even want to touch the laser because I was afraid, like, oh, if I get on it again, I'm going to break it. And then I was like, I need to break it all. Like, if I need to get on it and break it and get on it and break it, at least I know what I'm doing. At least I could fix it. At least I could repair it. At least I know how to fix it. And so but the truth is, it's a grind. So everybody's like, oh, she has a long arm. She must have a wonderful life. You don't know. Sometimes, man, up here, I'm miserable. The other day, I did a quilt. The quilt was so bad. I was sweating. My blood pressure was up. I was having anxiety. The lady's rushing me, and I'm panicking. And then her quilt was made horrible. And then she wants it yesterday. And then the pressure of yesterday is on me like a taskmaster. Hurry up and get it done. And then and I was so stressed out. It was one quilt. It was a small quilt like this one. It was just small. and oh my God. Every time I rolled it, it was worse. I rolled it again, it would get worse. And I had to stop and say, Lord Jesus, please have mercy on me because this is torturing my soul. And I literally, after that day, I was like, you know what? I don't want to do this no more. I don't want to do this crap no more. This is some bull. Like, is this my life? Grinding on a quilt? Like, oh my gosh, is this it? And I fixed it. I got it done. It came together. But let me just say, I was miserable. So I had to do like another 4 quilts that week. And I just I procrastinated coming up here. I did not want to come up here. And then that quilt with that straight line. Oh my God. Before I thought, maybe I'm a bad long armor. Maybe I don't know what the hell I'm doing. Maybe, what is like really. And then when I got her quilt, and it was beautiful and it was straight, I was celebrating it because in that it was a king size quilt. That other quilt I did, I couldn't do any other quilt. Like, I was done. That quilt brought me to failure. Like, my back hurt, my shoulders hurt. I walked down. My son's like, "Are you all right?" I go, don't talk to me. My skin's on edge. I feel like, ugh. And the next day, procrastinating. I don't even think I came up the next day. It took me 2 days to come up here. I did that quilt, and I was like, okay, I could keep doing this. But you have days, especially if you have a business, where things just are hard. And so, yeah, when a hobby becomes a job, yes, yeah, but that's why, like, right now, like, I'm so satisfied, like, making little things, like, and let me tell you why I made this curve, and this curve. Let me tell you why. I was quilting a client's quilt, and the tension messed up on me, and the quilt had the design had curves, and then it had an internal curve and an external curve, and I was like, I have big rulers that have the curve, but they're big, right? I think there's Lisa Callie's rulers. And I said, you know what? Someone needs to make a ruler that has a little curve and an internal curve. And then I'm like, oh, that could be me. I could make that. And so I made this because I was having to fix a quilt because of the tension, and I had to manually fix it. But so I remember, like, that's why I did these curves. But I don't know. Everybody's dreams can come true if you're willing to do the work. Everybody's dreams. I thank God for the laser, but take in consideration the big laser that I chose to decide to get, which now the big one, I'm like, I should have never gotten it. I'm not regretting it because I'm sure in time I will be happy about it. But right now I was like, I should have just gotten the small one, but I wanted it to be big. I wanted to get large. You shouldn't be, because the little one is literally doing what I needed it for. But that $15,000 for the big machine was a grind, and the $8,000 for the little machine, it is a grind. Like, it's a grind, and I am killing myself. My son says, Mom, why don't you do YouTube videos? And I said, well, in the 6 hours I can work on YouTube to do one video, I could quilt 3 clients' quilts, or 3 baby quilts, or 1 large quilt, and make more money than I make on YouTube. So there's this kind of like decision-based grind. What gives more tangible value financially for the time? But I'm excited because I only need probably like 1 more payment and I'm done. Once that payment's done, I don't have to think that way anymore because I don't have that grind on me. So, but yeah, it's work, guys. I had my own dog. Yes, dog, Darlene. Yeah, doing business, but I'm proud of myself. On the other end is like, I'm so proud of myself. I'm so proud that I'm not using the family money to pay for the laser. I'm so proud that I'm putting what I'm making towards something that I've been wanting for a long time. I'm so proud of myself. Like, I'm even thinking different. Like, if I could do this, if I could continue to work like this, I was even thinking I could save money to buy a car in cash. I could just pay my house off, pay it off completely. If I could come up with this kind of income through just working really hard, I could really just change things for myself. That's how it's increasing my faith level, that if you're willing to work hard at it, you can get somewhere. Yes. Thank you, Linda. So I'm just sharing like where I'm at. And I literally, in this grind that I've been in, I got real sick. I got so sick. I really, and despite being sick, I was like, I'm not stopping. I'm still gonna grind this thing down. I don't want to leave, like a mess that I started, and leave a mess for someone else to clean up. Yes, I need 1 more payment. And I'm sharing some intimate things about the laser. The first laser cost $15,000. The second laser cost $8,000. So what's that? $24,000? Yeah. 23? Wait, yeah. I'm smart, but right now I'm dumb, okay? Okay, wait. $15,000 plus $8,000. Oh, it's $23,000. Sorry. But you should see me. I'm fried by the time I'm done with my days. I'm working on Saturdays. I used to work Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday. Give myself Friday and Saturday and not work at all. And now I am working, I'm coming in here on Saturday. You should see, I used to get my pedicures, get a pedicure once a month. You should see my fangs, my toe fangs. They're really bad. The other day, I was looking down at my feet and I'm like, you know what? You need to get some clippers and clip those suckers off. And then I was creaming my feet. I'm like, I don't have time to look for clippers. I need to go make some donuts. I need to go quilt some quilts. I don't have time to find clippers. You need to go work. And, I think some of you, single mothers, single parents, I get it. It's, you're grinding, taking care of your kids, taking care of your family, trying to make ends meet. I get it. I did that with my 5 kids, taking care of my 5 kids, being a stay-at-home mom, trying to go to college, trying to pay the bills. I never had time for my own dreams because I was trying to manage my kids' dreams. I was trying to do for my kids. I could barely save $300 a month because everything went to the kids. So God, let me just say this, do it right there, do good there, do the best there, and God will give you. After my 2 daughters graduated, my last 2, it's I got the back house. I didn't have this back house was trash. One, I didn't have the money to do the back house. You should have seen my kitchen I used to have those ugly yellow countertops. And, for years, I did Thanksgiving in trashy cabinets, and my linoleum floor was peeling up. It was disgusting. My kitchen was gross. And, gosh. And I prayed, I want my house to be pretty again. But let me just say this. I know how to tile. I tile my floors. I tiled my kids' floors. I tiled my laundry room. I literally bought a saw, and being tiling and being on your knees, tiling floors is torture. But I wanted my linoleum and the glue, and it was disgusting. And I used to cover it with, those carpets, those runner carpets, and hide how bad my house was. And then I was tired of it, and every year I'd have some extra money, and I would buy the saw, and I would buy a fan for the house, and just buy one thing here and there. But yeah, I grinded that kitchen, and it wasn't here. Everybody sees here, oh, she has those machines, and oh, she has that laser, and oh, I wasn't here before. This wasn't a here for me. This is not the normal for me. It's now become, now things have gotten fixed. This back house used to be spooky. It was gross. Let's see. So but I don't know. I'm sorry I went into my own tangent. I just kind of some things have been happening and people are just rude. Rude. And I was like, oh, can't believe people. And I was going to come up here. I'm not going to talk about it. I'm not going to go there. I'm just going to be peaceful, Lorena. Peaceful. So, Darlene, I'll be praying for you. Where are you, Darlene? Let me see. Let me read you guys. Let me see. Hi, Lorena. Yes, I am proud of myself. I really am. I think also too, um, my husband is proud of me. My kids are proud of me. And they're very proud of me, one, and dealing with my sickness, two, and handling things. I mean, and fixing stuff. I'll pray for you, Darlene. I love you. Take care. Let's see. And seeing how far you can. Yeah, Teresa, do you remember? Who remembers the long arm room in my house? The lighting was horrible. The dogs would pee on my carpet. I would be embarrassed, so I would be steaming my carpet all the time. You could kind of see my nasty kitchen in the peripheral. Don't go watch my old videos; they're bad. You could see like, yeah. I guess what I'm trying to say is, you always have to start somewhere, and if you're somewhere small, it's okay. But I started with one needle embroidery machine, and I was young with a lot of kids, and I asked God to give me, I got a 6-needle embroidery machine, and I used to do baseball season and grind. You should hear the embroidery machine from 8 in the morning till 4 o'clock in the morning and do work with one machine. It was just horrible. I remember going to bed with my ears ringing from the embroidery machine going. It was backbreaking, but it gave me money for my kids. And I was helping my husband. I was just also helping me feel better about like giving myself a monetary value, because being like the lady who said, I have a real career. Being a stay-at-home mom sucks. It sucks. It's hard. Having kids screaming at you all day long and you can't run away from it is horrible. Having kids screaming at you while you're driving. Having to be the bad guy. And, I was a parent that hit, and I disciplined by physical violence. Now, I wasn't a violent parent, but I did discipline. Giving all, like, going to college and having my kids feel like my kids making me feel like I'm stupid. Because when you give everything to your kids become selfish humans, and they think you don't know anything, but you're the one that fed them and gave them everything. It's the weirdest thing I've learned about being a parent. Like now my kids value me differently because now they have families, they have bills, they have issues and problems, they have relationships that they have to figure out. And being a mom, I remember, and just being real here, because I remember asking God, is my life just washing toilets? Like, I remember my 20s. In my 20s, I was pregnant. All my 20s, I was pregnant 5 times. I was either pregnant, breastfeeding, or because I would be pregnant for a year, and then I'd be breastfeeding for a year because I was a breastfeeder, and cleaning diapers. That was my 20s. Like, I didn't go to bars. I didn't go to dance clubs. I didn't go to the lake and wear a bikini because, God, I have stretch marks. I used to be very athletic and beautiful and thin, and I became overweight and obese, and because I was sitting, breastfeeding, and not moving anymore. There's a time like you look at yourself and you're like, this is who I am. Like, you remember the old you, like the young you, and then you doing what you're doing for your family, and then you're like, this is what I've become. And getting the first embroidery machine was like a little, and in my heart, I knew what I wanted, to start a business so I could make money. In my husband's heart, he just wanted me to have a hobby. He wanted me to shut up. He just do what makes you happy. Like, because I was probably whining a lot and complaining about wanting something for myself. And when I made it into a business, I think I shocked him. Like, oh, because there's a scripture. Well, it's not a scripture. It's a theory in sociology. It's called need of power. When a man wants to be the only breadwinner, he's the one, he needs power, and him being the only income provider. And let me just say this: my husband's a decent man. He wasn't rude about money. He did like give me the money to handle, but it's a way of having power, him having power, because if I don't have money, I can't leave. If I don't have money, I have to kind of just deal with his behavior and live with him, because I'm not the breadwinner. And so when I started doing a business, it was in a way, psychologically and emotionally, me taking power back for me grabbing my own identity back, and that's why I think sewing is so beautiful, because it gives you time for you. It gives you time to make something. It makes you do something you would have never done, and then it stretches you. And so I make a whole bunch of stuff, and I don't keep it, because what I love about what I do, I love making it. I love making it. Like, I love that this is my brain designing this sweet rose, and just I need to have this curve, and let me put a curve here. I love making it. I don't love owning it. I love making it. And then what I want to do is I want to get on the machine when I have more time, because I'm on the grind. I want to quilt with it. I want to make something with something I made, and then make something with it. Does it make sense? And but that's why I think, like, when you say, I'm going to get a long arm, I'm like, oh my God, I'm excited for you, because then you're doing something for you. When you say, I'm going to do a YouTube channel, I'm excited for you, because you're going to do something. I never thought, like, all you wonderful people like Laura Miller, Teresa, Tangle Zest, Holly Rivera, the Crafty Panda, like all of you wonderful, you're willing to take time out of your life to spend with me. I would have never thought YouTube would have done that for me. Now, YouTube has very much become a money grab kind of society. We're here I'm doing videos so I can make money, but I think, like that lady who brings me her quilts, I love what she said to me the other day, and it made me, she goes, like, you're doing a lot of good, and you're a blessing to a lot of us, and I really appreciate you. Like, wow, that is me grabbing versions of me, because I don't think my kids, now they're appreciating it, but I don't think my kids appreciated the version of me. And I think women appreciate women, and because they understand costs. Like, they understand what it is to have a kid. They understand what it is to work for your family. They understand what it is and I'm being honest, to have a husband that just doesn't see you or hear you, or a husband that, he's shut off sometimes, or and I'm going to speak clear, like, to have a husband who's just selfish because he thinks that the reason he married you is for you to be there just for him, and that's what you're there to do. And I have a Hispanic husband, and for a long time that's how he was. Like, that's what did I marry you for? What did I marry you for? And I'm like, that's not my resume. And my resume was not for me to be your, your slave, maid, whatever you think. We were married to walk together and to do this thing together, and not me do it while you watch me. But I think that is why I'm so thankful for God, that he gave me the embroidery machine. He gave me creativity. He gave me the long arm. And God, he told me, he gave me YouTube. He told me, start doing YouTube, Lorena. After I graduate my degree, I'm like, well, what am I going to do? Am I going to get my career? Am I going to get a real job and start? And he says, no, he literally spoke to my heart. He says, stay home, take care of your kids. He goes, start YouTube. I'm so proud that I make very little money on YouTube, but I am proud to make money on YouTube. I'm so proud of that. It took me a year to get 1,000 subscribers so I could get monetized. And at one time, I only made $100 a month. But I'm proud of that because I earned it by posting videos and doing the work and taking time. And so when you guys are saying, I'm going to get my long arm, whether you make money or not, I don't care. As long as it grabs, as long as it empowers you, and just, this has healed me. I don't know. I'm sorry. Doing this long arm quilting, sewing has healed me. Has blessed me. How can I say? It gave me breath when I felt like I was drowning. And so, it gave me air. It gave me me. Now, I'm not me. Like, I'm not the skinny me. I'm not the toned me. I'm not the long-haired me. I'm not her anymore. But I'm a better version of her. Like, I'm a kind. I'm so thankful for that. You know what I mean? Thankful for and who would have thought sitting with a 1-needle embroidery machine would have blossomed into something so lovely. And that's why, there's people who are like, can I use you so I could get a shout out, so I could get my channel to grow? Like, come on. Like, I'm not for sale. You know what I mean? I'm not for sale here. I'm not, I have a Facebook group, and I know, like, I could be the biggest douchebag ever and say, hey, everybody, buy my rulers for me. I want you to give me your money. I want to make money off of you. Hey, I'm for sale now. Buy my tumblers. I don't want to. I've worked so hard to get this best version of me, and to defile that by taking advantage of people, by using people, by walking on people. Like, oh, I don't want to be that. Like, I was just sharing this. You know why the Lorena's quilting? I wanted to share it because I did a live stream before, and I bought the tumblers, I bought the machine, and almost like it was nagging me, like, you need to do it. and I was procrastinating, and I was being lazy, and I was being scared. I was being nervous. I'm like, I feel like I'm like Peter on the boat when and Jesus is walking on water, and God is asking me to step out of my comfort zone and to step into something different that's going to be challenging. And I was like, I don't want to ruin the tumblers. I don't want to. And so, me doing this, Lorena's, and I'm proud of Lorena's quilting, me doing this was like, I got the courage to turn on the machine and to try, despite if I failed. And a lot of times I don't want to do something when I know I'm going to fail at it. And I've been procrastinating making these rulers because I'm like, is it dumb what I'm thinking? Is it going to come out the way I want it to? And I've ruined 2 of them, but I did this one well. But no one knows. No one knows. I really do think successful people, successful children, come from hidden failure, like hidden failure, and everybody's like, well, this girl says, I want to go to your house and I want you to tell me what to do so I could have what you have. It's stupid. Like, you're not going to have what I have because you're going to have something different. You're going to have something maybe better than me. You're going to have what you have, what you own. It's yours. And what I have, I can share it with you. But if you're just in that conversation with me about that, you've already lost the point, because what I have is because I've had a lot of failure. I've had a lot of loss. I had to like surrender a lot. I had to give up my dreams so that I could take care of my kids. I had to not have a career so I could be at home for my kids. I had to be disqualified by everybody and people treating me like I'm dumb because, like that girl, like, she's just so rude. Like, I have a real career. Like, well, then why do you want to leave your career? Why are you talking to me to do a long-arm quilting business? Like, I don't understand. Where I've had literally people tell me, and I think it's a white thing sometimes, and I'm not trying to be a bigot towards white people. I've had a white person tell me, she literally, when I saw her long arm, she had a long arm, she says, you will never have one of these. You will never have one of these, ever. Nuh-uh. Not you. Never you. Nuh-uh. And I remember looking at her, and this is why I say any of you can have anything. I said to her, you don't know what God could do for me. You don't know God like I do. You don't know what God could do for me. You don't know. I said, so you have no rights to tell me what God can do for me. Ever. No one should ever tell you what you can't have when God may say you can. Only God can tell you what you can't have. And so I remember going home and kneeling down and saying, God, I want that. I want that machine. I'm going to pray for you to bless me. And then I surrendered it. I said, Lord, if you don't want me to have the machine, don't give it to me. I don't want what you don't have for me. I don't want what you don't want for me. And literally I had a dream that night when I surrendered his will. I had a dream that I had the long arm in the room where I first had it, and it was crosswise, and I was telling everybody about the light. And so when I never want to be the person to tell you you can't have something when God may want you to have it, but I also want you to know that you need to ask God for it, because what you see me have, I'm going to give him all the glory. One of you back here said, what God? Well, you can't expect nothing from God if he's not your God. But I have a God that has been good to me. He's a good, good father. I was sitting by the laser the other day and I was making some keychains and I was, God, I was crying. I was like, what people thought for me, what I thought for me, I never thought I'd do anything. I didn't think I would get anything out of life. I thought I was going to grind it like my mom. I thought I was going to be like, go through hell in this earth. But man, I was sitting there nodding my head. I said, I love you, Jesus. I love you. I love you. You've been so good to me. You've been so good to me. And so I want to encourage you, all of you. Oh, he's a good, good father. God is a good father. And he's loved me. He's been good to me. And what he's done for me, he can do for you. You know, I wanted to do a story. And I wanted to write this story, like a children's book story. It says the butterfly was a worm who turned into, the worm turned into a butterfly. I feel like I was a worm who turned into a butterfly, right? And now I'm a butterfly fluttering in your lives saying, y'all can fly. Y'all can fly. Y'all can soar. Y'all can do great things. You could do wonderful things in your life. But let me just share this. The worm had to crawl up the tree, and hang off of a branch. And I feel that the tree is the Father God, and the branch is Jesus. And you have to hang on to Jesus, hang on that tree, let darkness come in, let everything that's happened to you, weave it all in, and then let God deal with you, let God work with you, let all the sadness and darkness in your life do a work in your life, and then in that you will break out of it and you'll be a different creation. And let me just say this, and I don't share this a lot. The reason I started sewing, and I know this person's probably watching and she's going to get pissed off as all hell, and I'm just going to let her get mad. My mother has tried to commit suicide. And my mother killed herself and went to hell. And she was in a coma for 8 days. And my mom came out of the coma. Her husband didn't call me and let us know what was going on when she was in the coma. And he called us after she woke up. When I went to go see her, my mother, she looked at me with black eyes and says, I will never stop till I do it. I walked in the room one way, and I walked out a devastated, broken human being because I love her. I love my mother. I adore her. And in that, I went home after leaving that hospital, and I couldn't stop crying for 6 months. So if you guys think, oh, she has it good, this girl has it easy, she just has money. That girl, it's not a truth. It's a fraud. It's a lie. Everything that I've obtained has come from hard work. It's come through a lot of sorrow at time, and it's come through a lot of heartbreak. A lot of heartbreak. And you know what? In that, at that time, this was going on with my mom. And then on the other end, I'm sharing some deep crap here. The other end, when I had my church, everybody left my church and I only had 2 people stay. I was ready to shut the church down. I was ready to give everything up. And I've never remembered, that time was just such devastation. Like I just don't remember, just a surrounding devastation. And I remember standing in my church, hearing the voice of the Holy Spirit and him saying, make me prayer shawls. I remember, make me prayer shawls. And I said, well, I used to make the vinyl ones where you print the vinyl and then you heat press it in these little wanky prayer shawls. I used to make them. And he said, no, with embroidery. And that's how I got my first embroidery machine. And let me just share this. I used to sit on that first embroidery machine and cry and cry and cry every day. I dropped my kids off to school, and then I would go into my crying morning stage and just weeping before God, weeping for my mother, weeping for my family, and just embroidering. I made her a quilt. Yeah. Embroidering the names of all her children on a quilt and all her grandchildren and crying for her. And so I think that in your seasons of suffering, there is this wonderful ability of God that he says he turns your sorrows into gladness. He'll turn it all around. Whatever trouble you're in, he'll turn it all around, because he did for me. And let me just say this. This was not my mom's first attempt. Her first attempt was and I was in high school. So you have a mind of where I'm from, of who I am, because you don't know. My mom, my senior year, ran her car. She said she had a seizure, but when she woke up from the seizure driving, she ran her car into a wall. She broke her C1, C2, C3, C4, all C5 of her neck, and she has a cadaver bone. Like, they literally put a metal bone in her neck. My senior year, my mom tried to kill herself. And then probably 10 years later, she did it again. So I want you to know that you got to go up that tree when you're a worm, and you have to hang and trust God, even when your life is backwards, even when everything's upside down and everything's like a mess, because, you never know. But in that season, God, I'm so thankful for that season, though I hated that season, because that season is what brought me this. That season is what brought me to like a butterfly saying, hey worm, hey guys, God is good. God can work everything out for good. There's a scripture. God will work everything out for good for they that love God. Gotta love God, and God will turn it for your good. Because my mom's still not okay. My mom is still a mess. Just still a mess. And it's okay. It's okay. Because he's going to work it out for her. But he's worked it out for me. I had to come to him. I had to surrender to him. I had to give it all to him. And I had to let him work it out for me. And so wherever your life is, y'all see this, right? Y'all like, oh, look, she has that machine. Oh, she has that long arm. Oh, well, we saw her embroidery room. Oh, she has that back house. Oh, like, you guys, yeah. But you didn't see me hanging. You didn't see me crying. You didn't see me devastating, like crawling through life. Y'all haven't seen that. And I can't share this without that. Because that, when I say failure is very important to success, that is important. And, I've had a lot of family issues. I've had a lot. It's a lot, but you know what? I'm wiser. I'm smarter. I think different. I'm not out to hurt anybody. Like, I was having this guy, he was working on my house, and he was trying to steal from me. I mean, he was like con artist from the devil himself. And I had to be 5 steps in front of him before he came in front of me. And I was like, and he says, how the hell do you, he literally said, you don't let me get away with nothing. But how the hell are you getting in front of me? Because he was trying to con me out of money. He was trying to con me out of work. He was, and I said, I've had a lot of devils in my life. And the sad thing is, the devils in my life have been my family. And so, because I've had a lot of devils in my life, you're just no different. I know how to deal with you. I know how, I see you right away. I'm ready. I already see you trying to connive me. I already see your games. I already am I'm already ahead of you because I've already gone through it. So I want you to like be encouraged. Like, I'm a little butterfly talking. If you're in a worm state, like, you're going to be beautiful. You're going to do wonderful things. You just seek God. You just hang in there. The lady who had this quilt, I remember she called me and she said, I'm dealing with sickness and I'm so bad. I'm ready to just, she's ready to die. And, she was real sick and now she's doing better. I talked to her. I'm walking, I'm traveling. I'm just so excited for her. Her trial was maybe that sickness for that time, and now she's getting out of it, and now she's enjoying life in such a different way because now she appreciates life differently. And who would have thought that trouble is a blessing? But there's a lot of people who like, you don't want to do the grind. You don't want to do the trouble. You don't want to you don't want to go through. And let me just say this, what happened to my mom, it's such a heartache and a blessing. There was a famous content creator who ended up doing a video of the Chinese forest. He ended up doing a video of a kid hanging himself. He hung himself in the forest. And let me just finish the story with my mom because I think it's important. My mom said she went to hell. That Satan grabbed her foot and Satan was dragging her in a black ditch and she was trying to claw herself out of the ditch and people were screaming and screaming in hell and my mom was screaming in hell. And I love this because prayer is so important for us to pray. I had been praying for years for her. I am praying for her. And in her going in that place with the enemy grabbing her leg, she cried out. She says, Jesus, please. And Jesus went in, his hand went into hell and grabbed her out of darkness and took her away from Satan and brought her out of hell. And I think, like, oh my God, like, Jesus became real for her there. Like, do you not see that Jesus is real? Like, he literally pulled you out of hell. Like, wow, that's a miracle, right? But there was a content creator who was doing a video on the suicide forest, and he filmed the person at the suicide forest, and it became like a big thing on YouTube. It became a big problem on YouTube, and this guy was so proudful. He was so proud that he got so much views, exalting suicide, that I went and I messaged him about my mom. And I told him, you're better than this. You need to understand that this is not funny. This is not from a person dealing with a family member who's dealing with that, it is torture. And you thinking it's funny, it's horrible, and you're a better person. And I just shared my experience. I'm not the one with the issue of suicide, but I have a family member in that place. Yeah, me too, Jeanette. And my heart, I shared my heart with this kid, and he doesn't do content anymore like that. He does now a podcast, and I love, like, almost like he heard my heart, because he also did a video with Casey Neistat, and I commented on Casey Neistat about this young man. I said, this guy doesn't give a crap about nobody. He's a narcissist. He's self-absorbed. He doesn't understand that he's hurting people, and that this is affecting not just the person who committed suicide, but the children and the family and the impact. And I said, Casey, this needs not to be taken lightly. And I know the young man read it. Because on one of his podcasts, he was apologizing for that behavior. And that he says, that situation made me decide that I needed to be a better human being, a better person, and and I don't know why I know my comment got to his heart, because it got to his heart. And I want you to know that if you're suffering, if you're going through something, there is someone there is a Jesus, there is a God that will, like, embrace you in all your darkness. And I love God. He's not afraid of your darkness. He's not afraid. He's not afraid of my sin. He's not afraid of my failure. He's not afraid. And I tell my church members, I tell them, I love where God the Father walks in, knowing that Adam and Eve sinned. He wasn't afraid to walk into that. We are the ones that are afraid to let him see us, because we're ashamed of ourselves. And I just wanted to just share that wherever you're at, there is, he can make your dreams come true. I mean, this is stupid, right? A ruler. But I showed my husband, and he goes, God, for years you've been wanting to make these rulers, and for years you've been, and when I was making these, I was telling the Lord, like, God, Lord, thank you. And this is such a small whisper of a prayer, such a small thing that I'm asking. And if God could answer this dumb little prayer request, what could he not answer for you? Like, when I was a little girl, I used to ask God to bring people to help my mom, because my mom, she had a hard time bringing us up. She was a single mother. She was just struggling and trying to make ends meet. And I remember she even cleaned a friend's house so that she could get milk for me. Like, my mom went through some hard times, I guess. And I used to ask God, like, God, why don't you bring people to help my mom? Why don't you bring people to help her? And I don't know. God always brings me, like, women who have 3 kids that need help. He did bring people to help my mom. But I love the fact that God's like, you know how you used to pray for people to help your mom? I'm bringing versions of your mom in your life so that you could help them, Lorena. I'm bringing people like your mom in your life so that you could do good to them, like you could encourage them, that you could speak to them, that you could love them. And I thank the Lord for just listening to the little girl's heart that I was before, the little girl. And now as an adult, I have helped a lot of moms like my mom, And so even that little whispered prayer, this little dumb whispered prayer, it's such an insignificant request, right? But I was thanking God, like, God, even this you gave me? Like God, it's like, really? And God, He loves us. I just want to share, He loves you. I just want you to know that He loves you. And the reason I'm putting, this heart has a rose in it. My testimony is, when I became a Christian, a lady prayed for me. And when she prayed for me, I saw light come into my chest, and light turned into a rose. And so the rose is symbolic of God's love in my heart. And a rose opened, and it opened, and this lady changed my life. Her prayer changed my life. It made me want to look for Jesus. And so when I was designing my little rulers, I wanted to share, like, that He loves you. That He loves you. That's why I put the rose in the heart. That He loves me and He loves you. He loves you. He really loves you. And let me just say this. I've been a failure. I've been a sinner. I've been a mess. I've been on drugs. I've done alcohol. I was a fornicator. I was a sloppy sinner. Messy. And He still loves me. And He still forgave me. Can you imagine? Can you imagine? I sit back and I say, if God could do this for me, and I was a mess, what could God not do for you? Seriously. God cannot not do for you. And so I just want to encourage you, like to push you, to flutter little butterfly feathers of you, that in your suffering, there's a blessing, and your struggles. I'm so thankful for everything. For everything I've suffered. But I want to share that with you, because y'all just seeing the dumb stuff. The real riches is Jesus in me. I think that's the best riches I have. Him in my life. Him loving me to where He gave me sewing. Him loving me to where He gave me the long arm. Him loving me to where, for Him giving me you guys. Some of you have been the best people. So I have some of the best subscribers, best, kindest people in my life. Like, there's a new lady who I'm doing work for. I love her. She's so neat. Like, I would have never met her if it wasn't for YouTube. I've never known about her if it wasn't for this community. And so, yes, ma'am. Yes, Jeanette. He can make us new. I'm sorry, but I can't not share the laser without Jesus. No, I'm sorry. Maybe I need to bring church to you. Nobody comes to my church, so I need to come to church to y'all. I'm serious. I had a church for 20-something years that had very few people in it. I'm like, what the hell am I doing this for? I just told you to do it. You just keep on doing it, girl. All right. Obedience is better than sacrifice. So I would just be obedient. But I think, honestly, now I have something good to say. I have something so good to say. I have something good to share. And you know, the blessing is, I used to pray for my mom a lot. And I know my mom didn't I think God was being merciful to me by saving her, by pulling her out, by saving her, because she cried out to Jesus. I'm so glad. She's a mess, but it's okay. We're all messes, right? And but I'm so happy for her. Like, I'm happy she's still on this earth, you know? And a couple months ago, I was thinking, like, I'm gonna die tomorrow. Tomorrow I may not be here. Tomorrow could be my last day. And I would wake up every day saying, I woke up today and I'm gonna make the best of it. I'm gonna make the best of today, because today is the day the Lord has made. And I'm just gonna love him and praise him and make stuff to represent him. Who would have known, right? So we've been here for forever. 2 hours. Oh my God. Oh my Lord. I just sorry we didn't talk about quilting. I just wanted to, jeez, have mercy on me. But yeah. Thank you, Della, Teresa, Amber, Jeanette, Lisa, Tangles Zest, Karen, all of you. There's a God that knows you and sees you. Jeanette, Dahlia, I pray for you guys. Tiffany's Quilter's Life. I really do pray for you guys. I ask God for you. Delia Castrillo Short, Holly Riviera. I'm sorry, I'm bad with names. So I don't want to keep you any longer. I know you have your family. I just want you to know that you're loved. You're loved. Jesus loves you. And the only reason I know is because he has loved me. And if he loved me, he loved me. If you only knew me, we call her Lori Wilkins. She was a sinner. She was messy. She was mean. She was bitter. She was aggressive. If you only know her, her name was, we call her Lori Wilkins, but we buried her. Jesus buried her and resurrected Lorena Cadena. All right? So I appreciate you. If you need anything, please message me. Consider watching my TikTok, but I don't care. Consider subscribing to my YouTube channel, but I don't care. I would love it. It doesn't matter to me. I'm not motivated that way. I just thank you for your time, okay? I love you in the Lord. I love you in the Lord. All right. Have a lovely, wonderful day. God bless you guys, okay? Let me stop the streaming. Ended the stream. I love you. Teresa and